HVAC was really never on my mind. Like I don't even think I knew what HVAC was.
That's one thing that I'm grateful for with my dad is, like I said, the work ethic that I got from him, just seeing how much he put into it and the success he got out of it, just from, putting all that effort into what he did.
So the lady at the counter was like, "Oh, you should try HVAC. It's a new course that we have, and a lot of people come out making 6 figures a year." And I was like, "Oh, no!" Like I said, he threw me out in there, and he would do like your dad did. He would just leave. He would just disappear. And so now I'm scrambling, trying to figure out, and then I would just tell myself to breathe, and just do everything I was taught, go step by step, go from literally, if you got to trace wire for wire. I think that's what really helped shape me in my career. Man, I want to be that for somebody else, one day.
Hola, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Reliable Trades podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and I'm an HVAC business owner here in South Texas. I do, a little bit of content creation and things of that nature online. On this podcast, we interview a lot of tradespeople from many different trades, business owners, people in manufacturing, people in software companies, new technicians, older technicians, people that start at 18, 16 even, and people that start in their 40s and 50s. So plenty of good conversations to be had with good people and a lot of good stories that maybe you would relate to. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcast, any other location, please leave us a review. We hope to earn those 5 stars. And I really have fun doing this podcast. I appreciate everybody that watches or listens and makes this what it is. And don't forget to check out HVAC Nights every Thursday night. Me and Jake host a live podcast weekly. And you can also check out merch from my store, the HVAC Nights, the nightwear, any of that at reliablehvacr.net. I also want to thank our sponsors that help keep this thing going. Jobber is our favorite CRM. I've tried different ones until finding Jobber that kind of controls the chaos that it is running a business and still being in the field and trying to get all the billing, quoting, submitting everything that you need to do outside of the field. And with Jobber, we do our maintenance contracts, we do our invoicing, our quoting, following up with customers to get reviews. That has helped our business a lot. And it offers website building and a whole bunch of AI features now baked in, and you can also do add-ons if you have any other software that you want, because they do work with a lot of marketing tools and things, AI receptionists and things like that. So check out Jobber for yourself, see if it helps your business. You get a 2-week free trial and a special discount if you use the link down below. Vito Pro Pack is also a supporter, and I can tell you right now, even though I see a bunch of competitors coming into the field, they are still hands down the best tool bags that you can buy. They are an investment, I understand that, but once you try one, like I did back during COVID, you won't want to use any other tool bag. And the thing is, they have so many products now that you can find the one that is perfect for you. So make sure to check out Vito Pro Pack at your supply house or go to vitopropack.com. True Tech Tools has a lot of their stuff as well. Go check out their website to make sure that you can find the perfect bag for yourself. You won't regret it. And if you guys run your own business, have you heard of CallRail? They are a call tracking service to help you with marketing needs. One of the things that I've heard a lot of is how to get customers, how to get your name out when you're just starting your business. Call tracking and marketing is a big deal, and it's helped us get our name out. And they also introduced this voice assist to help small businesses out when you can't hire or afford to hire a receptionist or even an office space to have this receptionist. So with CallRail in place, they can not only track your calls and tell you what advertisements you're using work or don't work, so you know where to spend your money, backed by data and analytics. And if you're not online, you don't exist in today's world. But they also do this voice assist receptionist that can answer the calls whether you're off, your after hours, weekends with your family, holidays, whatever it is, you're on vacation, you want to take some time off. You still need someone to answer the phone. And in my opinion, in our experience, it's actually helped weed out the good customers from the bad and, spam type of calls that we get. It actually does work. So if you guys want to check it out for yourself, make sure to check out callrail.com. I'll leave a link where you can get a free trial and try out either tracking or the voice assist for yourself and see if you like it and if you can implement it in your business. But trust me, it's going to help you guys quite a bit. Local HQ has been a big help in our marketing and SEO. So they have built our website. They have built our searchability. They have built our Google business profile. And without that, I don't think our phone honestly would have been ringing off the hook the way it is right now. We look professional. Everything's in place for customers to find us online. And that is thanks to Local HQ. They are a marketing company that is tailored to the trade. So if you want more information, check out the link below and mention me or the Reliable Trades podcast and get 2 months of SEO for free. All right, Charlie, what is up, man? How are you?
Oh man, well, everything is good, man. How are you?
Staying busy. I don't know about yourself. I don't know how work is where you're at.
Well, I'm from Louisiana, so it's still hot.
Okay.
Still very busy.
We still have like 90-degree weather. It hasn't cooled off yet.
Oh yeah, no, same over here. It hasn't cooled off, and last week it was pretty cold, but we had heaters to work on, so we're
Oh,
staying
okay.
busy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, that's
sir.
good. That's always a good problem to have. I always say like we get AC calls and everything like year round, so we're still doing. I think we have some
Yeah.
change outs that we're scheduling. I have a lot of refrigeration calls that I do, so that keeps us busy year round.
Yeah.
And then the guys do a lot of kitchen work. So, we do a
Oh
lot of fast
wow.
food chains, so fryers and everything that I still see all the invoices that come in, and it's like, man, that part keeps us. It used to keep us busy year round just on that side. I used to get a break.
Hmm?
I haven't gotten a break
Wow.
in a couple of years because it's just been ramping up every year, like more calls for HVAC and refrigeration and stuff.
Well, I guess that's a good thing, for a business owner.
It took me a while to kind of figure that part of it out. The customer service just wasn't good at it.
Oh wow. No, I love it. I think that's my favorite part actually. I just love the interaction with the customers I see every day, and every day is different. So
Yeah, and
I
I hear
love
that a
that part
lot
of it.
from residential guys that that's why they're in it because they like that interaction, helping a customer, talking to them, and all that kind of stuff. Like I hear that a lot.
Yeah, and it's just I feel like that's an important developmental stage for
Oh yeah,
young people in the trades, learning that customer service because a lot of people really don't have that. And if you want to start your own business, that's something you really need. So I feel
yeah.
like it's a very important step.
Yeah, for sure. So we've hired this year because we used to always be like three people. It was me, my brother, and my dad, and then he
Mhm.
hired a senior tech because another relative. But we've always been a small operation. We hired like three guys this year, and
Wow.
like you mentioned, staying busy and it's good for business. Um, we kind of evaluate ourselves at the end of the year, like are we keeping the guys busy every day, that kind of stuff. And right now they've all
Right.
been busy running. They got their own vans now because we can't have them all together, right? Only that the
Mhm.
one helper is the one jumping around, to help and learn a little bit more and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
I've actually had to turn down work right now from some big accounts because I won't be able to do
Wow.
all of it. And a lot of these on the commercial side, you got a lot of paperwork to get through, right? You got to turn in a lot of
I
stuff,
bet.
and it's like you got to get in their system, you got to do all this stuff, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to get in over my head right now, so we'll kind of politely decline, but we are picking up a lot of work locally, so it's just because I know you had said you wanted to start your own thing later on, like it's just constantly putting yourself out there and just building it up,
Mhm.
and once you I know it's like a cliche thing to say, but once you build it, they will come. Like once you build your brand and you're
Right.
out there and everybody sees you and you do good work and like you said, your customer service is top tier. Like they'll be knocking on your door to for you to come service them.
Right, right, right. Yes, sir. And that's like I said, I firmly believe that that's a good trait to have.
Yes. Okay. So back to that. See, when I started, I went to trade school. I think you said you went to school for
I went to
HVAC as well, right?
Sewella. Yes, sir.
Is that in you? Is that like a college deal, or was that in your high school? Because I've heard both.
No, it was so what happened with that was I was a senior in high school and basketball season was over with. So I wasn't going to college for basketball. So I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Um, and my dad just drove me down there. He was like, "Man, let's just go down there to the local technical school and see what they have." And HVAC was really never on my mind. Like I don't even think I knew what HVAC was.
Yeah.
So the lady at the counter was like, "Oh, you should try HVAC. It's a new course that we have, and a lot of people come out making six figures a year." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, let's let's do that." And so I got into the school, and it was just a little 6 month class or whatever. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but we learned a lot of the bookwork behind HVAC, a lot of the sciences and the EPA rules and regulations, and a lot of little stuff like that. We didn't really learn much of the technical side. I just knew why things happened and how things worked. So that's how that happened, and I
So
ran with it from there. I fell in love with
did you get hands on during that like during that school, or did
it a
they
little
not have a
bit.
lot? Did they not have a lot of stuff for you guys to do outside?
I mean, they had a little bit here and there, but it wasn't like a lot of the HVAC schools that I've seen around. Like
Okay.
online and everything. It wasn't none of that. I mean,
Yeah, because I think I'm fortunate because we had walk-in boxes to work on. We had split systems. We had refrigeration systems. We had a lot of stuff, and
mhm.
we got some hands-on doing a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, we
And
had a little bit, but I don't think it was like that because my class was the first ever HVAC class that they had.
oh, okay,
So
yeah,
I don't think they had all of the equipment and everything that they needed for
yeah.
a major class. So I think that's why. But we didn't have much to work with like that.
But I will say because everybody's different opinions on trade school. For me,
Mhm.
it's exactly like what you said. You go to trade school to get your basics and to know how and why things work, the way they do,
Hmm.
right? So you might not get a bunch of hands-on in your case, not much at all, but because everybody always says, and I agree, there's nothing like field experience, right? Once you get out there and you actually start working on this stuff, that's a completely different thing.
It's a whole nother world.
But would you want to go out there not knowing anything, or would you want to go out there knowing at least the book part of it, right?
Hmm.
Like knowing the
Right,
why
right.
and what these components are. Because
Hmm.
yes, well, I guess you can save yourself some money, right, if you don't want to go to trade school. But I had I already forgot what it's called. I had assistance with paying for it. I paid for I think the first semester out of pocket because I really wanted to go, and then after
Hmm.
that, I did get uh, man, what is it called? It's not a scholarship, but that aid
Like a
assistance that you
grant,
get.
financial aid, or something like that.
Financial aid. There you go. So I had help getting my degree or whatever, and I actually it's somewhere back here. I need to frame it and put it up because I have a little, uh, my little degree from college. It was a community college that got turned into an actual college. So like, got to
Hmm.
graduate from there and all that. But again, like whether you go to trade school or not, when you go into the field, you don't know anything about like fixing
Nope.
that piece of equipment, right? Like or installing it, right? You've never done it before. It's new to you no matter what. And I get people that say, "Oh, just go into the field. I mean, save money, this and that, because you're going to learn more actually doing it than in the class." But my advantage, and I think like what you were talking about, is you get to know more of it when you're out there in the field. So like my advantage was I could figure out things, or I knew why something wasn't working, or I could diagnose quicker than some other guys that I worked
Hmm.
with because I went to school. So that was my advantage. And then maybe I got too like complacent or cocky or something because I felt like I was really good at it early on, and I was like, I'm clocking in and out. I'm just going to go fix what I need to fix, go home, don't worry about it. It was my dad's company. I didn't really invest too much into it. So did you know that another sponsor of the show, Diversitech, is probably in a lot of y'all's vans? They are the umbrella that is Master Care Cleaners, Packard Parts, Hillmore Tools, Fresh Air UV, Swoosh, Quick Sling, Speed Clean, Assurity, and Spin Tools. I have almost something from all of those brands in my van ever since we've started. Packard is a big one for us as far as parts. They usually have something that we would need on a day-to-day basis. So the next time you're replacing parts, maybe look at the name and see if it's one of those. They are your one-stop shop for everything HVAC, and they have you covered for your everyday HVAC needs. I can get in and out and fix things and be on my way, but the customer service side is the part that I didn't get because I started getting complaints that I wasn't talking to the customers. I didn't say hi. I didn't explain anything. I didn't talk to anybody. And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. So now I have to make the time to go in, say hi to everybody. How's your day going? How's work going? This little chit chat. And again, because it's making them comfortable enough to keep calling you. That's another aspect of it too. That's why customer service is so important. And we've been trying to build that in the second half of our business, because before it was just my dad. My dad was like the spokesperson for our company for the longest time.
Yeah, I will try to work on that every single day. I mean, the senior tech always tells me to be personable. Don't, you can have a conversation without spending too much time there.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't take anything to be friendly, at least.
Yeah, you don't want to be that tech that nobody likes having, to call out because you're either mean or grumpy or whatever it is. You want to be the one that's requested is basically what it is.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So you got into this right out of high school, you said. So you were in sports. I had a similar, not path, but like I was dead set on playing basketball until I tore my ACL. And I was like, okay, I should probably look for something else, right? So,
oh man,
yeah, my dad recommended, or my parents recommended that I should probably get into the trades, and that's how I got into it. But I was dead set. I was like, I want to play. I played every day. I was like, I want to do this, even if it's not like NBA level. I was like, I can do it somewhere else, but that didn't work out.
Right. No, I mean, I was pretty good. It's just I knew I wasn't going next level with it because. So my family is they do their trades. My dad's a carpenter / electrician / all this other stuff. My grandparents have a construction company. They build homes.
Oh, cool.
So I've always been around trades my whole life. I learned, like I said, electrician work. I've learned how to build cabinets. I learned flooring. I learned it all, but I've never learned the HVAC side of it. And so when I got into it, I was like, man, I could really do something with this. When they're building homes, I can do the HVAC.
Yeah. Well, once your family finds out, you get all the calls like, hey, it's like, I haven't heard from you in a while. Hey, my AC's not working.
Right.
I get all those calls like from long lost relatives, or I have a friend that does it because we text, but we don't call each other. And so I know when he calls, it's about his AC. And I know every now and then he tries to play it off through text, and he's like, hey, like, how's it going? This and that. And I'm like, what do you want, dude? I was like, you don't just, yeah, I was like, you don't just say what's up unless I get something sports related, like something to say. You don't just say, how's your day going? So what do you want?
Right.
And he's like, I got an AC leak. I was like, I knew it. I was like, check this, and this. And I helped him over the phone. But yeah, once you do AC, everybody comes out of the woodwork to, because you're the one that can fix their AC, right? So it comes with it.
Right.
Did you go with them to work on stuff? So you said, did you learn those, anything with like that construction company, or your dad doing what he does? Like, did you go and help out with those kinds of jobs?
Oh, yes, sir. I was in school, when I was in school, but that was my summer jobs between
There you go, yeah.
cutting grass with my uncle or if that was kind of slow on a rainy day, if I wasn't cutting grass, I was putting flooring down in houses. I was trimming out, all kind of stuff. So that was really my summer job from the time I was, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, and
I
I
can't
learned how to
wait.
work.
I can't wait to get my kids. I was like, as soon as you're old enough, you're coming with me.
Right, but
Yeah.
I think that's what helped shape my my work ethic and my
Hey,
my mechanical expertise, I guess.
yeah. Okay, so I sucked at mechanical stuff. Like I didn't know how to use a drill, screwdriver, any of that stuff when I started. So I had to learn that on the
Oh,
job,
wow.
and that's what I got critiqued on. Because I used to work with my uncles when we first started. We
Hmm.
had a couple of my uncles working, and they're like, "Yeah, Adrian's, he's pretty smart. He's picking it up, but man, he takes forever with the screws or with that drill. He doesn't know how to figure it out." And I was like, "All
And
right." So
that was the thing.
I was like,
Sorry.
I gotta work on that part of my skill set.
And that was also kind of the same thing with me because dealing with carpentry and stuff, you're dealing with a lot of wood.
Hmm.
So wood screws are different than sheet metal screws.
Yeah.
So I mean, with me holding my drill, I would always hold it cockeyed, and the screws would walk on me and stuff like that. So I had to learn that too. But like you said, that's little baby steps. Everybody's got to
It's
learn something
really
like that.
embarrassing when you're trying to figure out how to use that stuff, right? Like power
It is
tools
because you should know how to do all that.
and even just screwdrivers or whatever, nut drivers, whatever you got. And once you are, once you figure that out, you feel so much better because I'm like, man, it used to
Mhm.
take me forever to drill in stuff or mount stuff or whatever it is. And now I
Uh
can do
huh.
it, but it was very embarrassing when you start because like you said, you should know that as a technician or
Yeah.
whatever it is that you're doing. Well, that's good. The whole, you brought up work ethic. So my dad was also an electrician when I was like in high school and growing up, right? Like
Hmm.
he worked weird hours, right? I remember him working overnight, sleeping during the day. I would always see him dead tired because he was like just trying to work, work, work. And
Right.
he did electrician. He worked at a hospital. Then he got into food service, right? Which is
Mhm.
fryers, ovens, all that kind of stuff. And he picked that up on his own. So I saw all of that growing up. And I never put two and two together to be like, oh, I want to go do that. But the work ethic stuck with me. His dedication to providing for his family, right? I mean, both my parents worked. I got it from both of them. They worked hard to give us everything that we needed and wanted because, you know, we always had, we're not, I wouldn't say we were poor and I wouldn't say we were like well off. We were just like in the middle, but he never made
Hmm.
us worry about anything, right? Like they got us
Right.
everything we needed.
Right.
And I saw that. And then once he got into food service, he didn't know anything about food service. So studied day and night and then got an opportunity to work somewhere. They offered to train him and all that. He used to fly out because everything had to be in person. Now it's virtual, but
Wow.
flying out to get trained and all this stuff. And finally, he started working there and he worked his way up. He was technician of the year, supervisor, like all this. Like they wanted him to run the company now. And I was like, man,
Wow.
like seeing that, like I was like, man, that hard work, pays off, work ethic, all that. So that's what I brought into me when I started in the trade. I was like, I need to work my ass off to be
Hmm.
like that best technician, right? So I took
Hmm.
all that work ethic with me, and that's what I appreciated the most because we don't do the same trade. I didn't want to be full of grease and working under fryers and all that kind of stuff. So that
Right.
just wasn't for me. But
So
I went
I've been,
when I got into
I'm
HVAC,
sorry.
I just tried to bring that work ethic over.
So I've been seeing like on your social media pages and stuff that you do, like you said, your kitchen refrigeration and your heaters and fryers and your walk-in coolers and stuff. Is that what you just told me? Is that how you wanted to incorporate that into your business, or is that two separate entities?
So it's incorporated. So my dad started our business well before I got into it. So when I started, I was helping him. like he had a name and he didn't have anything else, and he had to start kind of
Mhm.
quick because he had to leave the job that he had, and he's like, well, I'm gonna start now instead of, looking for another job. So
Right.
he gave me the name. I was like, all right, I got to figure out a logo, a design, business cards. We tried it, like uniforms, like everything
Hmm.
fell on me to do that. So that's what I did because I was good with computers. And then I went to go as a helper, so I did a little bit of that work in my first like year or two. And then
Hmm.
it was my dad's idea because he's like, I work in these kitchens, right? And it's like fast food places, hospitals, big restaurants that you go to, right? And he's like, I don't like being in there with the AC company also there because around here, and it was like this for a while, and right now I it kind of died off, but like a lot of the companies here did both. They did the kitchen repairs and they did the AC repairs, right? And the
Hmm.
refrigeration. So he's like, any one of them could take my business because they probably do both and I only do the kitchen. So it was his
Hmm.
idea. He's like, I need a refrigeration guy. And they went to me, and as funny enough, a friend of mine found the trade school that I went to. I don't talk to
Hmm.
that friend anymore because he did some really bad stuff to us. So the last good thing that he did for me was find me that trade school. But that's a whole other
Hmm.
story. So I went into it to partner with my dad after that. So I was like, I'm going to learn
Hmm.
commercial refrigeration. That's what we're going to do, this and that. I, I like doing commercial refrigeration more, and that's what I advertise. I do the AC
Hmm.
work because I'm already there, and they're like, "Can you check our AC?" So that's kind of how the AC part came into it. But yeah,
Hmm.
I started as a helper, and then we kind of turned into partners because he does the kitchen stuff. He doesn't know anything about HVAC. I always have to remind people because they're like, "Oh, you're just the boss's son." I was like, "Yeah, he doesn't know shit about HVAC." So I learned on my own. I had to struggle with that for a long time, and
Hmm.
then I got my license and I became, as good as I am now. So that was on my own, but we are partners because here, and the big advantage for us is we do both.
And where I'm from, we don't. There's AC companies don't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. See, my whole thing was like at that time there was a handful that did that, and then my that's why my dad wanted to, and now I don't see it anymore. It's like strictly plumbing people, or strictly AC people, or strictly refrigeration people.
yeah, like the AC companies down here, I don't even think they do. It's literally just heating and cooling. They don't even do refrigeration anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I was literally telling my wife yesterday. I was like, when I start my own company, I want to have AC, and then eventually branch out to plumbing, and then eventually branch out to electrical or
Yeah.
kitchen refrigeration or all of that. So that means somebody needs it, they call me instead of 10 other companies just to do the thing that I can learn how to do. So I wanna.
Yeah, and with that, like even the kitchen stuff, like some of that stuff pertains to like it's like gas valves and a lot of that kind of stuff that we see, right? Gas lines. If you
Hmm.
do any kind of heating repairs on the gas furnaces and stuff like that, like how to do that stuff. And then a lot of it's like water and plumbing. We do kind of that in HVAC. We do a lot of these other trades in our trade, right? So you
Hmm.
can do more if you want to, and like I said, that like I don't see that anymore. The only companies that I see that do what we do around here are like the older companies, the ones that were
Hmm.
doing it before and they still do it now. But all the companies that started, I don't know, in the past 5 to 10 years, they're strictly one single thing, right? So I mean that's a good thing for most people because you can start in a very small niche like commercial
Hmm.
refrigeration. If you want to just do residential AC, you just want to do commercial AC, you can pick and choose what you want to do because there's a demand, right? Like there's a lot of people that
Right.
need that kind of work. It's kind of easy to get started, but like you said, what do you want to do? Do you want to branch out? Do you want to stay there? It's dependent on what you want to do because Jake, Cooling with Kraus, my co-host on nights,
Right.
has Busy Air, and they've already branched out to plumbing. I think they're going to do electrical, and they're going to keep that. busy, I guess, name, right? Busy air, busy plumbing, busy, electrical, whatever
Right.
it is. And they have a way, they already
Hmm.
have a plan. And I was like, man, I could do that too. Reliable. Well, we're reliable
Everything.
kitchen right now, but reliable plumbing, reliable HVAC, it can be
Right.
incorporated. So we've thought about it too. And it's always a possibility because my dad is just good at everything. So he's done, the water, the plumbing. We do a little bit of
Hmm.
electrical with lighting and stuff like that. So we do a little bit of
Hmm.
stuff. It's just we try to keep it to what we're capable of because right now I don't want to get too much work.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're
You can
right.
do whatever you want in this trade, believe me.
Whatever. You're right. The possibilities are endless.
So something that I've been doing more now as we expand and hire people is training. Something that I've dealt with in the past is dealing with customers and their weird complaints. Where we can get help on those two fronts is actually the software called LiveSwitch. Now, LiveSwitch actually helped a lot of big sporting events. So they have a very capable system in place to where they handle a lot of things during COVID for your NBA, NFL, WWE. Whenever they had those virtual fans, that was LiveSwitch. They also helped with the 911 call where they can have these video calls and different ways of phoning in an emergency. And now they are helping out home service businesses because the guy that actually runs it ran a home service business himself and actually knows the difficulties and tasks as a business owner, employees, and all that comes with it. You need something that does more than just a FaceTime call. With LiveSwitch, you can do these video calls to any device that has a browser built in, and it is just a link that the customer or one of your technicians clicks on. Once you click on that link, you get end-to-end video. So if you're interested and you want to check out LiveSwitch for yourself, make sure to check out the link down below. And I think this is a game changer. And there's so much other things that I just have not even scratched the surface on. It has a lot of AI built into it. It is just meant to make this experience with your employees and technicians or your customers seamless and just a better experience for both sides. How long have you been in the trade? Because I know you started pretty young. How many years would you say you've been doing this?
2.5 going on 3.
3 years.
Yes,
Strictly
sir.
residential?
No.
No? What
More
kind of work you do?
commercial than anything, really. Um,
Is your company one of those that
so
does both?
so I worked for 3 companies. The first one I've been with, they threw me in the fire as commercial. Commercial. I
Okay.
mean, I've done some residential, but commercial installs all over the country. Really, I was driving around Texas. I was not Miami, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, just everywhere, installing commercial HVAC systems. So like we do the set the rooftop unit, then run the trunk line throughout the building, and that's how I learned that side of it. But then from there we went to more residential stuff, and still some commercial, but more residential stuff. And I've always knew the service side because when you're troubleshooting commercial units, it's the same thing as residential, just all in one place. It's not spread out.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
So I had the basics already down, and when I went to work for the second company, I was a little bit more polished. Um, but I just started sharpening more, sharpening my skills more, and I had a great mentor walking me through everything. So I learned that, and then this new company I'm at now, I'm strictly residential service. So um, that's me, I guess. That was my career.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because people. I mean, you had a pretty good, route doing different things for different
Mhm.
companies, and you've kind of gotten some different skills with that. So that's always a good thing. And
Mhm.
it's just in demand like that because even us, they want us to travel, and it's like we have to kind of put a stop to as far as we go. Right now, it's like 3 hours. They're like, can you come out five
Mhm.
hours? Can you come out, this and that? So
Yeah.
we have a pretty good demand for it, and I've told people like the more you know, the better, right? So the new guys that we have coming in, because I don't do a lot of kitchen work, and I whatever I knew, I basically forgot. So
Mm,
I am really good at the HVAC and refrigeration. I have the license, so that's kind of my responsibility right now. And I oversee like
mhm,
the installs and make sure everything's done right. And my dad does that for the hot side. But the technicians we have coming in, since they're green, right? A lot of them don't know anything. I was like, you really
mhm,
should learn both. So they're riding with both
mhm,
sides and learning how to fix fryers, but also how to fix ACs. I was like, if you can learn
mhm.
both, you're gonna get a lot further than any of us. So just the
Right.
more skills you can pick up, the better.
Yes, sir. I've been wanting to ask you, how important is it to um, have a mentor starting out? Have somebody that you can learn from as opposed to going by yourself.
I think it's super important. So back in the day, I didn't think about it too much. Lately, it's come up a lot in conversations like this. So I
Mhm,
had to kind of think about it, and I think it's extremely important. So I had a mix of both. I got thrown into the fire, just like you said. Like my dad doesn't do AC or refrigeration, and
mhm.
he's like, "Well, you went to school for it. You should be able to, check it. So go check it." A lot of it, I figured it out by trial and error, right? Then
Mhm.
but we also had a person that would help us as like a subcontractor and stuff like that that did refrigeration, right? So a lot of it you still got to figure out on your own. And while that guy was at our business, like when he worked for us, I learned a lot from him. So he's the one that I consider my mentor, right? Because he gave me all the tips and tricks. He gave me the confidence to do stuff. He's like, you know this, just do it. Like he was just really good, right? He knew his
Yeah.
stuff, and he knew also to let me try. And finding a good one is a whole other story, though. So
Right.
I've worked with so many different uh, refrigeration guys, right? AC guys. And the thing is, when I started, I was 20. So I know now everybody's younger, but like that was young at the time because all the guys
Mhm.
I worked with were like 40. So who am I to tell them what to do, right? So like I
Right.
can't say anything at any point. They just tell me what to do. That was a lot of the first few
Mhm.
years of my career, right? So I just had to. You have to find a good mentor, but you also have to know right from wrong. You have to do your own research, fact check
Right.
everybody. I will fact check anything that I hear. It's easy now. Go look it up, right? But
Right.
my only concern was, and I still talk about it with the guys that we get now. Like, I don't want any bad habits. So if I work with somebody and I know they're not doing something the right way, I just try not to. That's not. I'm not gonna do that, right? And my
Mhm.
whole thing was when I started, if that did happen with guys that just didn't want to do things the right way, or were just I don't want to say bad technicians, but they took shortcuts, right? My
Mhm.
whole mindset was like, when I get my own calls, when I get to do my own stuff, when I'm on a job by myself, I'm going to do it the right way, even if it takes me twice as long, right? So, hauling up
Mhm.
everything to the rooftop, like getting your recovery, your nitrogen. A lot of these guys didn't want to do that. So, I just made sure that when I went on my own, that I was actually going to do all that stuff, and I still do it. So, you know,
Mhm.
the whole thing with mentors is like find a good one because you don't want to learn the bad habits. And if you can find a
Right.
good one, they're going to help you out a lot and it's going to stick with you the rest of your career.
Right. Right. 100%.
So you said a good mentor, right?
I did. I had a great mentor. He showed me. He actually threw me in the fire.
Well, that's how you learn because my dad did that to me a lot.
Basically the same thing with me, but no, like I said, he threw me out in there, and he would do like your dad did. He would just leave. He would just disappear. And so now I'm scrambling, trying to figure out, and then I would just tell myself to breathe, and just do everything I was taught. Go step by step, go from literally if you got to trace wire for wire, you know, do that. And so, but he was always one phone call away at the end of the day. So I
Yeah.
think I think that's what really helped shape me in my career. Man, I want to be that for somebody else, one day.
Yeah, it's a different feeling because right now I'm going through that like training a few guys and
Mm-hmm.
going out on these installs, and they're actually, volunteering to do the brazing and the wiring, and I just got to
Mm-hmm.
watch them. Right, I'm like, if you need help, I'll help you, but if not, go for it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really cool to see them, or all the questions they ask, like, how do you do this, how do you do that, what's a better way to do it. I'm like, well, let me help you out there. So it's cool to be able to pass that on, because that's one thing that I'm grateful for with my dad is, like I said, the work ethic that I got from him, just seeing how much he put into it and the success he got out of it, just from,
Mm-hmm.
putting all that effort into what he did. But also, you know, be, if he didn't have this, right? Like if he wasn't in the trades, if he wasn't starting his own business, like where would I be? I have no idea, right?
Right.
So that's something that he passed on through me, or to me, was, get in the trades, right? And that is something
Mm-hmm.
he's helped my some of my family members that have worked for us, because at the old company that he worked at, I guess they wanted him to hire people, and he started hiring like his family members. One did car alarms, the other one did like odd end jobs like carpets, and I don't know what else, like just odd jobs that he could
Right.
find. And now they
Mm-hmm.
have careers in food service and HVAC because he trained them. He's like, I know they're good workers and I can train them up. So I told my dad, I was like, you've changed a lot of lives, right? Those guys have
Yeah.
careers now. Anyone else that because I'm only talking about family members, but like he's trained other guys that have come through. Like he's hired a lot of guys, and
Mm-hmm.
some of them have their own business now. Like it's crazy, like how that can kind of shape your life there, like who you meet and what you do throughout your life shapes what you end up
Mm-hmm.
doing, right? And I was like, I wouldn't be in this trade probably if it wasn't for you, because I didn't know anything, like even you, I didn't know anything about HVAC. I didn't know anything about refrigeration. Now I go
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, I see it everywhere because it is everywhere, right? It's a big demand, and
Mm-hmm.
now I get to learn that. I get to teach not only our apprentices and anybody else that we hire, because I'm barely taking over. So the rest of my career,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be training people, and I
Right.
also get to pass it on to my kids. So that's kind of what I look forward to, is just being able to. He gave it to me, and now I get to give it to others and kind of spread that.
Right. Um, how do you balance your social media presence and your business and your podcast and all that? 'Cause I know a really pretty busy guy. I can see me and my social media presence. I'm just starting, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
I'm rapidly growing. But I was like, man, how does he do all of this?
It's funny because like I don't think anything of it, and then when I get asked these questions, I'm like, oh, I guess it is a lot. Um, so yes, I don't know. I feel like everybody in the trades is like a special kind of person. I can't sit still, so that's my problem, I guess. And you mentioned busy. I have a call that I have to get to after this, so I'm gonna be working on my Saturday, and just because I got to get out there and fix this for the customer. So every day of the week, every hour is almost accounted for, which is not easy.
Hmm.
But I think that also helps me in my business, because I'm constantly working on that too, right? I don't know why I put all this on my plate. That's a whole other story. But as far as like the social media and the business and everything, see, my dad is the owner, right? He's the one that started it. He still has a lot of say so and everything, and so
Hmm.
I've seen what to do watching him, and I've also seen what not to do. So I am also just a carefree, kind of worry free person. And a lot of people
Hmm.
don't like that. I've rubbed people the wrong way because I'm like, I'm kind of like, screw it. It happened. What can you do about it? Right. That's always
Hmm.
how I've lived my life. And that's how I still
Hmm.
do it. So I see my dad stressing out, right, about calls, about customers. And I'm over here like, screw them. I'm like, if either they call us or they don't, right? Like that's my
It is what
mindset.
it is.
It is what it is, right? So that helps me on the business side.
Hmm.
Just kind of just letting things, fall where they may. That's kind of my thing. Is like, as long as you put in the work, as long as you put yourself out there and be transparent, be honest, and do good
Hmm.
work. I think that works out on its own, right? You hustle, you get everything you need. Social media
Hmm.
was supposed to be for the business when I started, because I was like, I have some weird stuff, or I have a business that I want on online. Let me try it out. I it reached way too many people and not anybody in my area, so I was like, this is not gonna work. And that's when I started seeing people from like Germany and all these other places like hitting me up on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a whole community, right? So like that's kind of why I started posting just random stuff that I would see at work. I'm like, I see some crazy stuff. Like, let me just post it, right? And that's how I got into that. And building it up, I kind of just thought of it as a business, like putting myself out there. I'm gonna show what I can. I'm gonna brand it. So I was like, let me put my
Hmm.
logo out there. Let me name it something. I kind of named it something similar to my work business, just because I might want to tie it in later. So, just kept it like that. Had a social media. I had an email just for my social media. I had all this stuff put into place. I was like, I know I could go somewhere, but if it doesn't go anywhere, I'm
Hmm.
fine with that too. So I kind of just,
Right.
like you said, it is what it is. It just, I post, and whatever happens, happens. Um,
Right.
it kind of snowballed into what it is now, and it's just something I enjoy doing. I've had, because I mentioned to you earlier, I used to do the logos because I was good with computers.
Hmm.
Like I was a computer person. Like I liked editing. I liked photography. I have a brother that does photography and videography, and he doesn't do it
Hmm.
anymore, but he was heavy into it. And he did a lot of the editing, and he did a lot of. He took like a college course where he did. I don't know if it was drama or something like that. They did skits. So I've been around
Hmm.
it, and I would ask him how to do stuff, and that's how I got into it. And it turned what it is into today. And I get, I like these conversations, getting to know people, getting to help people. And as long as I get those
Hmm.
messages, I don't know if you get, I know you just started, but like when you get messages or you interact with people online and they say that it helps them, or they like your content, that's kind of what keeps me going. It's just, and I have kids. I'm used to not sleeping, so it's not that bad.
I'm getting a little bit of those messages now. Not much. Not as many as I see you would be getting, but I'm getting a few, and I really enjoy it. I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to grow my own personal brand and inspire others to be in the trades. To show what life is like out here and how there's a better way to do things.
A day in the life of a 20 year
So I
old.
feel like
I've seen a lot of those pop
yeah,
up now. A day in the life.
yeah, man. I've had a lot of people who I look up to in the trade, in the social media world, and I was like, man, hey, they're doing this, I can do it too, so
Yeah,
that's
that's kind of how I
that's I
saw
think
it.
that's one part.
That's kind of how I saw it. So when I started, it was only a handful. So like it's
Mhm.
grown crazy, but it's a good thing. Like I like seeing all these people on here.
Mhm.
And if anybody starts posting and I see it and I like it, like I'm a huge fan. So I do want to see more
Mhm.
content. When I
Yes,
started, it
sir.
was like a handful of people. It was like Chris Stevens, Quality HVAC, NorCal Dave. There's my personal favorite was Tito Vlogs or HVACR Vlogger. So there was only a handful,
Mhm.
and some of them don't even do it anymore. But
Mhm.
they all had their different style. I
Mhm.
enjoyed watching them because they made it fun, and I was like, I want to try and do that too. And that's the best compliment I get, because I just got it, recently again. Like, dude, I love your videos because they're not boring. Like, I can actually watch it through because you got the music, you got, these cuts and sound effects. So like, I enjoy that people enjoy it. And I just got another message from, which happens time to time, that they show my videos like in classes. So it kind of scares me,
Wow.
but I was like, okay, I got to make better content, because if they're using this for freaking classrooms, I got to be on my game.
Yeah, right. No, I've been seeing like what's the guy's name? Like Ewok. Ewok does HVAC. I love his videos, and he
Yeah.
was actually I ran across him and I was like, man, I hear he can do it. I can do it too. We're the same age. So
See
him,
what's crazy? Yeah,
and a
go ahead.
few others. I like, like him and a few others. Mikhail HVAC. I like him. He does, just a lot of people my age are doing these things and starting their own personal brand. And I'm seeing the things that they're getting into. And I'm like, man, I could do this too. Because it's not a lot of people around my area, that do that kind of stuff. Like, I'm literally the only person in Southwest Louisiana um,
Yeah.
doing this kind of stuff. So shout out to them.
No, for real. Like and everybody has their own, they has their own voice, but they have their own style. So like everybody, everybody's different, and you can enjoy, the different kinds of content that we have now. See, like I've been asked about like starting social media and all that, and I'm always like, just post, just go. Like you got a phone, just do it.
Hmm.
And the only thing I don't like going back to watch my old videos because I feel like they're just not up to par with what I do now. But they've
Hmm.
it's gotten me to where I am. So people liked it.
Hmm.
Like if you do take it serious, a lot of these companies do use your content. So the thing that kind of brought that to my attention was I started seeing myself in these Instagram ads without my
Hmm.
permission, like just randomly. Because if I did a
Hmm.
video and somebody liked it, they would just use it. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I gotta start charging for this stuff because I was like, that's they're making money off of me.
Right,
So
right, right.
I've tried to tell other people about that. So I told him about it. So he just took off with it. So he's had really good success. His videos are really good, and he's all about like the quality. So I don't know. And
Hmm.
if you get good success and you can invest a little bit of money, I would say just go for it because quality is one thing, right? Good video, good audio, stuff like that. That helps, and you got to
Hmm.
keep people engaged. And I think the younger audience, there's a lot of them coming in right now, like that are in trade
Hmm.
school or around your age, and they relate to you guys because you guys are the same age. So
Hmm.
you're gonna get a lot of the like 16 to 20 year olds, and that's a big group right now.
Right.
I'm aging out of that a little bit because I used to get all the younger people watching me, but now they watch like guys like you and Ewok and Disciple and all these other guys. So um,
Hmm.
that's what I've always said is like even if you just change filters, even like whatever you do, just post it because somebody out there is doing the same thing you're doing and they can relate to you.
Right, right, right. That's my goal, man, to be an inspiration to, the young people and especially in my area. It's a lot going on down here, and I just want to be a positive light, something that somebody can look up to in a positive way, So that's really my drive into doing this kind of stuff. So that's what keeps me going.
As long as you do it for the right reasons, I think you'll
Hmm.
go far with it, or you'll get, you'll get stuff in return. Like stuff, good things will happen to you. My favorite thing about doing all this is being friends with so many people. So like, this is the only way that I get to kind of get to know people like yourself or anybody else that I've had on the show. And then I keep in touch with them. I see them, somewhere, or I go to the AHR Expo. I see them in person. Hey, I already know this person, right, from just online,
I
so we
can't wait.
can catch up and hang out. Are you gonna go to that?
Yeah, I'm already registered. I'm be there. I'll be there. I'll be there in February.
That's the best part is the people, right? So the community, the
Hmm.
people, and then like getting together at these events. I don't go to a lot of them, but I definitely go to the AHR one. And
Hmm.
you already know them from online. You just catch up with them, talk to them. Just approach
Hmm.
everybody. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
No, yeah, that's I definitely can't wait. I've been seeing a lot of things about it. I've been doing my research. I definitely can't wait to be there.
That's awesome. Definitely fun. Just even to go look at the tools and what's coming out. A lot of stuff gets unveiled there, so it's really cool. And there's a whole other side of it that I haven't even gotten into because I know they do like classes and seminars and all this other stuff. Like it's a big event and you can only do so
Right.
much in those 3 days if you stay for 3 days. But it's a lot to do.
Oh yeah, I'll be down there for the week. You know, so we get into everything.
Well, it's not a bad place to go to because it's in Vegas, so that's a good one to go to.
Right. One thing I've been meaning to ask you, I told you I've been, wanting to start my own business or whatever. Um, to someone who has a business, like successful on it, that how long do you think, or how much experience do you think, someone like me should have before branching out on their own?
So just based on me and kind of the stuff I've heard, some people do it as soon as 4 to 5 years, but I
Mm-hmm.
was really comfortable in that 5 to 8 year range, um,
Mm-hmm.
just because I've seen everything at that point. I've
Mm-hmm.
screwed up as much as I could at that point. Like I got really comfortable after the like 6 to 8 year period.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's different. If you know you want to do that, because I was kind of like just brought into it, and I was resistant as at first too, so that might have played a part. Like I just wanted to be an employee. I just wanted to get paid and get out. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have aspirations to do your own thing, it's just whatever you prep yourself for. So, are you
Mm-hmm.
gonna get everything in place for like money wise? Getting your business set up, getting everything that you need outside of that, like uh, an accountant, CPA, all that kind of stuff. Like the legal stuff is the hard part. The
Mm-hmm.
back end, right? Like you can turn wrenches, you can fix anything that you want to fix, but your business will not do well if you don't figure out these other things. So,
Mm-hmm.
we tried to do as much as we could before, but now we just outsource everything. So we have a CPA, we have everybody that we need in place that if something comes up, we can get it done through them or whatever it is. And yeah, as long as you're prepared and you go out there, I think anybody can do the business, their own business. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just, about if you're ready to hustle, then you're ready to start. Cause like we went out and just asked everybody, who needed service and talked to so many people, shook so many hands, stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
at that point, cause like I said, I was very confident in the beginning because I went through trade school, but it took me a few years to figure out everything. At one point, like I said, it was around that 6, 7, 8 years is when I was like, give me anything, I'll figure it out. So that's kind
Mm-hmm.
of what we built our reputation on was like the stuff that we could fix. So yeah, once I don't know, once you're that confident on the service side or install whatever you guys do, then you dive into the business side of things, and then you can start like you got to be you got to be comfortable and confident enough, because you're gonna be pushed, you're gonna be tested when you start a business. Angry customers, all this other stuff. Stuff goes wrong. I've had stuff go wrong. I've had to, you know, I mess up on an AC install or whatever it is, and then I got to make it right with the customer because I can't just put it on them, right? It's my fault.
Right.
So things like that, like when you're comfortable doing all that kind of stuff, like you're ready to do it. But I understand not everybody can do it. It takes, like I said, a special kind of person to do it. And if you're ready to hustle and put everything you can into it, then go for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm, and I've asked a lot of people that, and they've given me the same kind of answer you given me. Whenever you're ready to hustle, but the business side is actually the hardest part.
Yeah.
Like you said, anybody can go turn a service wrench or put some gauges on, but this the actual legal side and the business side of owning a business that kind of gets everybody. So I that's
And if you
heard a lot of
do
that before.
if you do residential, I understand. Like you just go to people's homes and you collect on the spot. That part
Mm-hmm.
of residential is a little bit easier, but you still have to have everything in place, or your license, your insurance, like all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always told people, because the way we worked is we don't buy new vehicles. Like I don't want that kind of debt when we start, right? Like we
Right.
had an old pickup truck that we worked out of, right? And then we got a used van and so on and so forth. Like we were able to buy that stuff cash, and then we got a lot of life out of it because you're gonna beat it to crap anyway. Like,
Hmm.
why buy something new? So little things like that have helped us to stay afloat. It was just, we do commercial, so we get paid 30 days later or late, even later than that, and all that kind
Hmm.
of stuff that we had to take into account. And I like the business side. I think people underestimate it because even
Hmm.
around here, I saw like a big boom where a lot of companies came up, and then like a lot of them disappeared. And I was like, they probably didn't make it, right? So you got to keep up
Hmm.
with the times and technology, and like for us, it's being online, being in all these systems that they want, having all the proper insurance in place because they'll ask for a ton of paperwork when we go and get um, job requests from these companies. There's a lot of stuff that I have to do on the back end to make sure that we get that job. And
Hmm.
I can tell you this, like there was a time when I got like recently we got really busy, so I was out like running a bunch of calls, and I purposely kind of put off the business stuff because I would much rather be going out there fixing stuff than sitting here
Hmm.
behind a desk and trying to get all this stuff turned in. So it's like a guilty pleasure thing. Like I really love going out and working versus being doing the business stuff. But our
Hmm.
business struggles a lot when I'm in the field too much. But I purposely will go volunteer to do stuff because I want to be out there fixing
A
instead
change of
of
scenery.
doing this. So yeah, and I have like I have one right now, this old man who I hate dealing with, but it's a big account, and he likes everything printed. So I got to print like 40 pages right now, and he wants everything documented. And I'm like, dude, like everybody else is digital. Can we just email this to you? He's like, no, you got to print it, you got to write it out, you got to do everything. I'm like, oh man. So those are the ones that I got to deal with sometimes that I just I don't enjoy it, but that's the business part.
It's got to be done.
Yeah. I see a guitar behind you. You play guitar?
I tried.
You tried? I didn't. I had one. I didn't get into it either.
No, the bass behind me, I tried to play. My dad was a professional. My grandfather was a professional, and you know they, um, they used to play. And I was like, maybe I could pick that up. So I tried, but I got a lot real busy. So I just it's been in that corner for about 3 or 4 months now.
Oh, okay. I had one. I asked for a guitar because my dad played like acoustic, and he was really
Hmm.
good at it. And I would always hear him, and he would always like. I was always amazed. I was like, I can try that. Let me try that. And he bought me one. I couldn't get it. I got too distracted. Um, never could sit down long enough. But my youngest brother, who works with us, is the OCD one I always
Hmm.
bring up. He plays bass, and he is really good at it. But I think it's because he can sit
Yeah,
there and like focus, because he's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same person at work. He will sit there and focus on little things to make sure everything's done right. And it drives my dad nuts. So, is there anything that you do as far as like hobby wise? Because the other thing I was going to mention earlier was I have to set boundaries for my work life. Even though I run a business, like when you run a business, you have to understand that it is 24/7, no matter what. You can try
Hmm.
to distance yourself from
Hmm.
it after work, all that kind of stuff. I do that, right? When I get off of work,
Hmm.
I have different like focus modes on my phone just to make sure that only important calls come through or anything like that. Like I really want after
Hmm.
work to relax, right? Or do something. I got other stuff that I got to do, but for the most part it's not work related. But you can only do so much with that. So is there anything that you do to kind of stay sane and kind of not, stress about work?
So, so before I started doing social media stuff, I would play the game a lot. I would
Okay.
this was me, you know. But I started to do a lot of filming and everything, and so me winding down is like editing videos, or me and my wife we'd go sit down and eat somewhere. We'd cook together. We'd spend time a lot of time together. So um, outside of work, it's literally editing videos or hanging out with my wife. That's literally it. That's
Yeah,
me. I don't go
that,
anywhere.
that
I don't
that's
do anything.
that's kind of me
That's me.
too. So yeah, I used to play games, and once I got out of high school, that I kind of stopped, and I've been wanting to get
Mm-hmm.
back into it. I was like, I need something to kind of relax a little bit, but we'll see if I find the time to. My
Mm-hmm.
youngest brother, who plays the guitar, is also a game. He's still a gamer, so I get so upset with him when he stays up till like 4 in the morning. I'm like, dude, we have work, and he comes to work like, out of it, but he still comes. He still comes in, so it's whatever. I can only get mad at him for so much.
I would say it's like my escape from reality.
Yeah,
A world where everything's fake. I ain't got to worry about anything.
yeah.
It's my literal escape from reality. So, I can breathe and just do me.
Yeah, so I'm the same way. Like when I get out of work, it's my family. So my kids, if they want to do anything, and
Hmm.
me and my girlfriend, like my current relationship, like we do dinner every day. Like we make the time to do all that, which
Hmm.
is great because you know work is so hard and taxing on you mentally. Like I know it's
Hmm.
physically demanding, but it's mentally demanding as well. And
Hmm.
I used to let it sink in too much, like where it would keep me up at night and stuff like that. So I had to learn to let that go. And I try not to think
Hmm.
about it, but you know, never fails. I'm having a good time after work, and then my phone starts ringing, and I get upset. So I got to deal with a customer or schedule something, and I'm like, so
Oh
business
wow.
running a business, you're always on call, you're always answering the phone, but like I try to separate it as much as I can and try to focus on
Hmm.
myself and my family like after work.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a very important part of it. Especially what we do.
Yeah.
It's very taxing on the body, on the mind. So finding something to like I said, escape from reality with, whether it's video games or instruments or family or whatever. I think that's a very important thing to do. To balance. Everything's a balance.
Yeah, because some people that are my age or older will hate the fact that we have the younger generation playing video games or doing like all this other stuff. Like they kind of they're
Hmm.
like, you need to cut that out. You need to focus this and that. But I feel like everybody needs, no matter what age you are, like an outlet
Hmm.
outside of work, because then you'll just go
Hmm.
crazy. Like you got to have
Hmm.
something.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you 100%.
Is there anything that you kind of want to end on here? We've been here a little over an hour, to kind of leave the listeners with a lot of them being younger now. Anything you kind of want to
Hmm.
leave on or sign off on?
I just want to say, man, anything you set your mind to, you can do it. Whatever it is, man. It's anything you want to do, just do it. That's basically it, man.
The only thing holding you back is yourself,
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yes,
That's
sir.
that's that's the way that I put it. Like the only thing holding you back is you. If you want it, you go out there and get it. And a lot of the times you get rejected the first time. You have trouble the first time. Like are you going to keep trying? Are you going to keep going for it? Right. That's the kind of thing.
Hmm.
We've been open 20 years now, or going on 20 years.
Hmm.
A lot of the statistics say that a lot of people don't make it out of their second or third year of running a business. Right. We've had
Hmm.
ups and downs. We just didn't give up. That's how I see it. And if you
That's.
can, power through it, and if you really want it, you go out and get it. You can make
Hmm.
whatever you want out of this trade.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, man.
Well, I appreciate you for making the time, man. Thanks for coming on the show. I think we had a great conversation, and I can't wait to see what you got going on. I'll make sure to leave everything in the description as far as where people can follow you. You're on
Hmm.
Instagram. What other platforms are you on?
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Oh, so we get the long form content too.
I've got two long form videos, but mainly
Okay.
YouTube Shorts. I'm starting to work on some long form videos, but mainly YouTube Shorts. Yes, sir.
All right. I'm particular to YouTube because that's what I like to watch, like the longer videos. So
Mhm.
Can't wait to see what you got going on. I appreciate you for coming on the show again. Thanks again. And it's really cool to see, what what you've been enjoying on social media, what you want others to get out of it, and then your
Mhm.
aspirations to want more.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me, man. I do. It's an honor to
Not a
be here.
I Thanks again, man. Everybody watching and listening, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.